KGC show with Cowboy Hayden. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. The KGC show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the KGC show. And today I am joined by one of my favorite rock and rollers. But before we get to her, we have to give a quick shout out to my friend William Lee Golden from William Lee Golden and the Goldens and the Oak Ridge Boys. As you know, that they are on their farewell tour across America, saying thank you and farewell to all of their lucky fans. But in the meantime, William is with his family band, William Lee Golden and the Goldens. Please go to williamleegoldenandthegoldens.com to check out all their tours, their merch stuff, and some really cool videos directed by our friend Jeff Panzer. And while we are on the subject of Jeff Panzer, he's doing this, Danni's Diamonds, a brand new Danni Stefanetti release full of rock and roll songs, full of Like You've Got Me Thinking of You, and so many Rock and Roll in My Heart, and so many more. She's here to talk about her new record and so much more. Please give it up for the Australian sensation, Josie Music Award winner, my friend Danni Stefanetti. Danni, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm really good. How you going, Caden? It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me, and it's good to see that you've been using the jingle on your shows.
I have, and I love it. And I don't think I can go anywhere without that song being played. So it's my claim to fame. And and thank you for being the voice of it. I very much appreciate it.
Cowboy Caden on the KGC show.
So how you been doing, my friend, since we saw you last?
I have been doing really good. It's just been a hot summer in the desert, and I've written a couple of new songs lately, and I'm getting ready to head back over to Nashville this September. We're dropping as you probably know, we're dropping a single. It got pushed back a month, the duet with William Lee Golden and me, and it's a song William wrote, and I'm very excited that that's coming out September 27th. So I'm doing a whole month of press this September and headed back to my soul city, Nashville. So there's a lot going on right now.
Well, Danni, talk to us a little bit about that, about how did you get invited to be on this project?
Yeah, well, it was very organic because years ago, it would have been, I think, over 2 years ago, I think William had some poetry and had a song idea about his son, but it was very close to his heart. And I think the only person he may have shared it with I think he shared it with Jeffrey, and we both had the same manager, and I think it stayed as a poem for a very long time until Jeffrey wouldn't let go and said to William, you know, I really want this to be a song. I really want this to come out as a dedication to your son. And then as I started recording music with Jeffrey and doing more musical projects, that's where I came into the picture, like a year in or so. And I put some chords and music to it and everything. And then we took it to the studio, and that happened very quickly. And after like 2 or 3 trips to Nashville, one thing led to another, and Jeffrey didn't let go of the project. It's been kind of over a year and a half in the works, and then we now have, I mastered the track, and Jeffrey and I put some like pedal steel and lots of layers of guitars, and there's even some strings in there, all different stringed instruments. And it's just taken time to grow to what it is now, and it's finally getting released. So sometimes projects take a little longer, but the song was always there over 2 years ago with William. It may have been longer. It was sitting in his until he put it on a voice memo and sent it over to me, and that's where I began, putting chords to it, and this beautiful melody that William came up with. I'm glad it's not just sitting there anymore. We made it into what it is now. So very exciting.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about what it's like for you working with such an icon that is William Lee Golden, and what is it like for you musically? Has it influenced you a lot?
Yes. Well, growing up in Australia, I wasn't really familiar with the Oak Ridge Boys. I had a family, an auntie that was into the Oak Ridge Boys, but I knew that they were gospel Christian, and it wasn't until I got invited to the Opry to hear them do a couple of their songs on stage, and it all clicked. I went, "Oh my gosh, these guys are amazing. They are like a legendary band in America." And when people start knowing who they are when they get off the tour bus, "Hey, that's William Lee Golden." I was like, "Oh wow, I'm working with the best," you know? So it has been a blessing because they're so humble. You wouldn't know that, especially working with William. It doesn't feel like he is like the guy next door. So he doesn't treat you any different to anyone. They treat me like family. So it's been a real blessing, but also very natural and familiar at the same time.
And you say that you got to meet all the boys because you, alongside Chase Matthews and a few others, were in a very special music video for the Oak Ridge Boys. Can you talk to us about that day?
Wow, well that I'm so glad that was one of Joe Bonzel's last videos. So to be part of that project and also to share some words with Joe on the bus. He's always such an uplifting spirit. So I'm glad I got to be in a project where that you got to witness Joe's beautiful personality that day on set, and the guests, you know, Kid Rock and all the other country music stars. It was like a star-studded lineup. And they put Jace and I on the microphone, and Jace had to like bend down because I'm much shorter than him. And it was so much fun. They made like a karaoke bar, and we were singing to the Oak Ridge Boys. And I actually got to that shoot on their tour bus. I rode with them and got to speak with Dwayne, and it was fun. It was a great shoot. Really fun day.
So what do you have any funny stories from that day that you can remember, or was it kind of all just like a fast-paced type of day?
Yeah, I was upstairs getting some fruit salad, and there was a hairdresser. She was doing the hair and makeup, like touching up our makeup and stuff upstairs. And I briefly met Kid Rock, and then they had a scene, William and Kid Rock together, and you'll see it in the video. You know that one where they come out with the cigar, and then William, you know, they had to like wide out his finger or something. I was watching that scene, so I was like, I was about to use the restroom when that was happening. So I don't know, that's the funny things that happened that day. But what stays on set stays on set.
Yeah. Well, so glad that you're doing great and that you're doing great things. So, you know, before we move into this next portion of the show, what can fans expect next from you? I know that that's kind of like at the end of the show, but you know, I kind of want to, since we've already talked about like the Oaks project and William, what you got coming up next?
Well, I have a lot of shows booked coming up soon, and live shows, and I'm very excited about this September in Nashville, and putting out this beautiful duet with William and seeing where that goes, because I can't say who the platforms are yet, but over the coming weeks, there's some pretty amazing, including yourself, there's some pretty incredible like TV shows and different things we are going to be able to show this duet on. And I'm thrilled to be part of this project. But next I have hopefully a more rock and roll track we might put out. We're still deciding on the next single out of Danni's Diamonds, but we have a live video ready for that. So if we decide on that song, should I say what the title is? We're thinking Rock and Roll in My Soul, but that could change. You've heard the album, Caden. I also like Southern Belle, so I don't know what song to pick next. But given that country music and the fans over there are so loyal, you never know. It could be a country song that I put out next. I don't know.
Well, then let's talk about Danni's Diamonds. Yep. Since you brought it up. You wrote this song, or you wrote this album how long ago?
It was I wrote it around March 2023 and went into shortly a couple of weeks later over the summer, began recording it in New Kuiper. I was living on like a farm like type area, and I had a lot of free time to make that album and co-produce it with Jeffrey Panzer. And Yeah, it feels like ages ago, but I'm still playing those songs, and not many people have even heard that record yet because we're releasing it as singles, and only two of the singles have dropped so far.
Well, what can you tell fans? What can you tell fans to expect from this album that's a lot different from some of your other stuff?
Yeah, well, obviously Jeffrey coming from his background in Motown and working with Stevie Wonder and all, like a lot of the Wilson Phillips and a lot of indie R&B, a lot of soul artists too, not just rock and roll. We collaborated on the horns and put layers of strings, and there's a much bigger, like, I'm influenced by Toto a lot in the drum side of things on this album. So you'll hear it's just fatter. I was playing the bass and all the guitars and instruments, but layering of those drums and compressing those drums, making them sound real fat. And it was just, yeah, there's a lot of harmonies in there. I think it's just like a fuller sound. It's like, John Mellencamp, how he has like a couple of the black girl singers, the soul singers, and I mean they kill it up there. They're amazing. And then you have a couple of like a saxophone player and some horns. That's the whole vibe we were going for. But there's some of the songs like Timing Was On are more like magical and strings and softer, and there's a bit of triangle in there. And we were really experimenting with all different types of things, and it got me out of my box and out of my singer-songwriter. It took me back to when I was 17 doing that rock stuff again, but to adding that Motown kind of like Chicago edge to it in the production side, which Jeffrey grew up on a lot of the Chicago, Toto. I grew up on a lot of Peter Frampton and Rolling Stones. So between our two influences, I think that production and a lot of Johnny Cougar, that sound was in my head at the time of making this album what it is. Yeah.
When I had to tell you a quick story. You mentioned John Mellencamp. I saw him earlier this month, or in August. He was playing with Willie Nelson
Oh,
at the
wow.
Outlaw Music Festival in Spokane, and
Wow.
I saw him and thought of you when he played Pink Houses. Can you
Oh,
talk?
yeah. What a great song.
Can you talk to us a little? Can you take us back to that recording of how you masterfully played that song and what it's? Do you still play it in your shows today?
Oh, yeah. I do a cover of Pink Houses, and I did used to listen. One of my favorites is Jack and Diane and Hurt So Good. I do remember my parents playing that record when I was a child. And um, I think the Pink Houses is just such a fun American song that you have to do, especially on the American holidays out here. So I don't know. I love his sound and his recordings.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I have to ask you my favorite song on the record, Ride or Fly. How did that song come to be on the record?
That's your favorite. Thank you, Caden.
Yeah.
That it was actually originally called Ride or Die, but we changed it to Ride or Fly because it was more positive. And that was written over the summer, and you will hear that Brian Adams type influence, especially when I sing, I ain't got a lot to say, baby, but I got you. Been staying up late lately. What's a girl to do? Been playing my six string. That bit. It reminds me of Brian Adams a little bit. So it's definitely got that tinge to it, that Americana, full G chords, and the riffs are very, I don't know. I used a lot of delay and a lot of spacious pedal effects on that song. But I'm trying to remember who I was influenced when I was writing those riffs. I think I was going for more of a open-aired, Dire Straits, Doobie Brothers sound when I put that down, if I remember right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it shows that's my favorite song on the whole record.
Oh,
I'm a
thank you.
massive Stefanetti fan, but if I had to
Oh,
pick a record, it would be Ride or Fly because it just means I love it, and it's probably my favorite one. And
really uplifting.
yeah, it really is. And my favorite one is You Got Me Thinking of You after that.
Oh, thank you. That's a feel good one. I like playing. I love playing these tracks live.
You still play You Make Me Beautiful?
Yes. I actually did it the other day. Hadn't in a while. I just
Man,
brought it out of the bag.
yeah. Does it feel good to have songs like that you can bring out and put back in and, kind of change up your shows?
Yeah, it's always nice to go back to some of the older songs and then bring in these new original songs. The rocky ones, I love doing them on the last set and starting with more of the ballads and the soul jazz kind of things. But I've been adding in a few new Motown covers and things lately because I've been listening to a lot of like movie soundtracks. Um, Especially the Parent Trap soundtrack. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, but it was really good with the Lindsay Lohan. And I've been listening to, that song. I heard it through the grapevine, and this will be an everlasting love, or I mean, whatever key that one's in, but but that's a great song. I've been listening to a lot of soul singers lately.
Well, because you are a soul singer, my friend. You sing straight from the soul, and I hear it. I want to do something. Where can
Yes.
people find the record at? Can they? Uh, is it just like a few people that's gotten this, or can you buy this on your website?
Yeah, so those copies are only available at my live shows, the hard copies of Danny's Diamonds, but the big live at Big Bear and all that are available online. But you can actually get the digital version of Danny's Diamonds on my website on dannystefanetti.com. You can buy it there.
Well, make sure you guys do that. And I'm so glad you have your. What are you drinking today?
Oh, it's actually a smoothie,
Where's your chai tea?
a blueberry smoothie.
What happened to your chai tea?
Yeah, it's somewhere over there. It's too hot for that right now because of the heat. It's getting to like 116 or something today. So I'm going for
Really?
the cooler option. Yep. And I just got an ice machine. So I'm looking forward to topping this up with ice as well.
So what you're saying is hurry up with this interview so I can go refill it.
No, no, no.
But but Danny, I've actually counted. You've been a guest more than any other guest, and you were our first guest here on the show. So thank you so much for your constant support and
Oh,
always
thank you,
for.
Clayton.
And I want to do something new and special just
Yep.
for you and just your
Oh,
show. Is that okay with you?
yes. And I love coming on your show. I'm glad I was part of the rebrand. I know your show even before. I was
Yeah.
the first time on your first show. I know there was another show you had before the rebrand.
The Spokane Man.
That's right. Exactly.
To which Panzer's words were, Spokane's not paying you to use their name in your show. It was my
Yep.
favorite he's ever told me. And because of that, I'm a greater man. But Danny, the
Awesome.
last thing I do with you is I wanna run down some of your songs, and I want to see if you can give me like a chorus of it. Just a cappella. The timing, like if I were to say the time was
Yep.
on.
Oh,
And
sure.
you do the chorus. Sound
If
fun?
the timing was off by just 1 second, if the timing was off, I would never have met you. But if the timing was wrong, I'm so glad that it wasn't. 'Cause the reason that I wrote this song is the timing was on.
There you go. You got me thinking of you.
You got me thinking of you again and again. You got me thinking of you again and again. You're going round in my head. Are we just friends? You got me thinking of you. It needs hand actions, that one.
Yeah. Bye bye. So bye
Uh,
bye, baby.
oh,
Goodbye to you.
bye bye, baby, bye bye to you. I'm heading back down under. I'll be there real soon. It sure is nice getting to know you, and I stayed too long for the show, and I stayed long enough to know, and I'll stay if you say so. Da 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 da. In a Keith Richards style.
We got time for two more. How about You Make Me Beautiful?
I look to you when I need inspiration. I declare it. I'm inspired by you. Yeah, there we go.
And the last one, 17 Stars.
I got 17 stars above me, and a God who really loves me. We'll start a family in the summertime. Sing it with me, Caden. I got a house by the river, and every country next to it. The world could be falling, but I got a lot of faith. Got a lot of faith in you.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone's favorite, my favorite, Danni Stefanetti. You guys make sure to please go over to DanniStefanetti.com. And I think I just ended the best show of my entire career. Danni Stefanetti, congratulations on everything, my friend. And we will get you back on here. And please go pre-save the new duet that she has coming out September 23rd, right?
September 27th, very close. Yeah, 27th. We've changed it a few times, so it's hard to keep track of.
Yeah. Make sure you guys go pre-save that record on September 27th. William Lee Golden and Danni Stefanetti. And also, please make sure to go to William Lee Golden and thegoldens.com. Go to WilliamLeeGoldenBook.com. And make sure to just keep them up to date with everything Golden and Danni Stefanetti, and we'll see you on the next one. Danni Stefanetti, as a privilege and honor. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all you do with William as well. I'm so looking forward to this joint venture. It's going to be a really exciting new chapter coming up.
And I'm very honored to be a part of it, just a small bit, and keep promoting you as much as I can, and just keep never giving up, all right? To close out this show today, we have my very special friend and our very special friend, Danni Stefanetti, here to sing a new song written by William Lee Golden, her singing partner on this song, called I've Got My Heart on You. And William Lee wrote this for Solomon, and because Solomon didn't used to say, I love you, Daddy, he used to say, I've got my heart on you. So please enjoy this amazing rendition of this song, acoustically driven by Danni Stefanetti. And you can hear this song in its entirety September 27th on all streaming platforms. And it's going to be a good one. So Danni Stefanetti, take it away.
I've got my heart on you. From the moment that you came into my world, when I saw your eyes and then your smile and how that feeling was. I remember when you told me I've got my heart on you. Those words I hold so deep inside, that's how I feel for you. And I'll never live a day without your love. Oh, I'll never live a day without your love. Shout it from the roof at the top of my lungs. Oh, it's you. I've got my heart on you. We traveled across the country from the East Coast to LA. Took an on-air flight to London, saw Paris along the way. Treasure times in your beautiful face. And I'll never live a day without your love. Oh, I'll never live a day without your love. I can shout it from the roof at the top of my lungs. Oh, it's you. I've got my heart on you. and I'll never